Okay, Jack, you're sitting in front of one of our new bike racks on Main Street. Tell us a little bit about how these bike racks came about and why Platteville's a great community to bike in.
Well, the bike racks are a collaboration effort through the Sustainability Committee, which is an offshoot of the Platteville Main Street program. And they had decided to do some functional art projects in downtown. And it was decided that we would do bike racks because of the increase in the biking activity in Platteville. And we have a large student base who uses bicycles, as well as faculty members and local families. And so they came about through funding through the Community Fund of Southwest Wisconsin and the Platteville Community Fund. And last Friday we were able to dedicate the bike rack project, and we had probably 120 people for a little picnic in the park afterwards, demonstrating community involvement. And we had a total of 53 riders on a bike ride, as well as people who came to the various dedication spots to recognize the artists involved.
Wonderful. Now, the Sharrows are something that's new to Main Street as of this morning.
That's correct.
So tell us about the Sharrows.
Well, the Sharrows are a more of an informational piece, and there's going to be a big campaign built around the Sharrows. They are simply identification marks to make passenger car drivers aware of the fact that there are bikers who have the opportunity to use the same lane. And it is felt by the Main Street community that if we demonstrate the safety of the bike riders riding on the street, it will do two things. It will get them off of the sidewalk, and will also slow the traffic down on Main Street, which is supposed to be going at 15 miles an hour. So it's more of an awareness thing. We're building a big media campaign around that to acknowledge the fact that they're on the street, and we hope that it's the beginning of Sharrows throughout the community eventually.
Wonderful. Now, Main Street was redone just a few years ago.
Yes.
And one of the things, 2nd Street, an offshoot of Main Street, was just redone
Correct.
last year. You guys have implemented recycling bins on Main Street and on surrounding streets, as well as at some of the events that Main Street does. Tell us about your recycling and sustainability efforts.
Well, the Sustainability Committee has really taken off since Dairy Days, September of last year, where they instituted a recycling program at this big event, and it was able to recycle about a third of the material that is normally discarded into landfill. And from that point, they moved on to getting under these renovation projects actual recycling and trash containers that the city takes care of and empties on a regular basis. And it was part of the grant that we wrote for the 2nd Street project that we were able to get those recycling containers out. We also have many new businesses, food businesses, that have moved into the Main Street area in the last year, notably Jimmy John's and a noodle shop and a Los Amigos Mexican restaurant. And they produce a lot of disposable products, so we're very happy to have the recyclable containers on Main Street.
Wonderful. Now, if you're what's the one piece of advice or one thing you have to say about Platteville Main Street program or Platteville Main Street in general?
The Platteville Main Street program really, its mission is to create a atmosphere of community involvement on Main Street. Main Street's the heart of our city. It will always be the heart of our city, since the university is at the west end of the street and the Mining Museum is at the other end, and in between is the beating heart of Platteville. As long as we keep that strong and sustainable, then the community as a whole will maintain.